So roguelites are usually light on story. They kind of have to be, because the whole point of a roguelite is to enable the repetition of content. The procedural generation, the difficulty, starting over at the beginning every time you die, it's all meant to feed the cycle of content, and story is just not a big part of that cycle. And then you have Hades. This game is a roguelite, but instead of being light on story, the whole point of the game is the story. And despite that, it manages to be not only one of the best roguelites of all time, but one of the best games of all time. But exactly how does it do that? I'm Cross, and today I'm taking a look at Hades. Now first things first, let's get this out of the way. This is a Supergiant game, and as such, the very first thing you might notice about it is its style. It's kind of really hard not to notice, right? The artwork is beautiful and evocative, with so many little details bringing the environment to life. The animations are polished and character design is appropriate. And the soundtrack, oh man, sometimes you think that these games are basically just glorified soundtracks with gameplay added on, because the sound is just that good. So the style obviously rocks, no question about it, and any story that this game tries to tell you is going to be better because of it. From the moment that you start playing this game, from the moment that you pick up a controller, you just get hit by all of this aesthetic wonder. The underworld, the ancient Greek gods, everything is so lifelike. I think what Hades does very uniquely compared to other games in its genre though, is actually its premise. The premise of Hades is this. You're trying to escape the underworld as Prince Zagreus, the son of Hades, and every time you die you're reborn and you get to try it again, with people reacting to your last attempt and the enemy dialogue updating. In most roguelites with story, you unlock the story by progressing to the end. In this case, though, you unlock the story by dying. And that one little twist is what enables Hades to tell its story so compellingly. Every single time I see Zag rolling in the blood of the Styx, I know I'm in for something exciting with all of the characters again. And the game takes full advantage of this premise. There is so much dialogue here. I have been addicted to this game for the last week or two. I've played it so much, and even after playing it so much and beating the game fully several times, I still haven't seen all of the dialogue. There are new things every single run for me. The protagonist always has things to say about everything. The Greek gods from whom you receive various boons and upgrades always have new lines, and you can even build character affection through gifts, and each character has their own parallel story going on in tandem with yours. The characters are probably the most compelling things about this game. They're wonderfully voice acted and the script is wonderful. Zagreus is a joy to listen to. Hades is so believable and endearing, and in a move that I really like because it is so true to Greek myth, the gods themselves are petty. They're trying to help you get to the surface of the underworld, but they will fight with you and kill you if you pick one of their boons over another. Characters are really the emphasis here. Their dialogue is really the emphasis here. So what's happened here is that Supergiant Games took advantage of the roguelite premise and built a story based around it. Dying is a big part of roguelites, so the developers must have been like, well, why not base the whole game on that? There are so many good game design choices around this and built around this that we could be talking about this game for weeks. For just one example, there is a thing called God Mode in this game, which is there to enable making the game easier. This kind of feature is typically absent from roguelites because roguelites don't want to be easy, they're meant to be hard. Here though, they really want you to experience the story. In God Mode you start with 20% damage resistance, and you gain 2% each time you die. The resistance doesn't start too high and you only gain more if you fail, so it will only go as high as you need it to go and it'll only get there incrementally. This is actually rather brilliant because it means that even if you're looking for an easier time, you'll still die a lot on the way there, and as you die, you'll still get to see the story as normal. They've even managed to build a feature around making the game easier around the concept of death. Now, I didn't talk about the core gameplay loop or the build options, which honestly are just as big of a highlight and deserve their own discussion, but basically, if you combine fantastic gameplay with a compelling story built on the foundation of a very unique premise, man, you do have a hit, and that's exactly what Hades is. If you haven't picked up this game, I really recommend that you do so. It is one of the best roguelites and one of the best games I've ever played. I'm Cross, signing out for today. Thank you very much for watching.